7 presidential powers. Chief Executive. According to the Constitution, Congress makes laws, but the President executes them, sees they are carried out and applied. That is what being Chief Executive means, and what the Constitution means when it says the President shall take care that the laws be faithfully executed. Out of such short and simple constitutional language has grown today's huge executive branch, and much of the modern president's awesome power. The Founding Fathers would surely be amazed that the current president is the boss of over 3 million civilian employees, a number larger than the entire population of the United States in 1790. These include over 1.8 million in the 15 cabinet departments and over 1 million in independent agencies such as the Environmental Protection Agency, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, or NASA, and the U.S. Postal Service. Through this vast bureaucracy of federal employees, departments, and agencies, the president can exercise vast power in every area of national concern, whether it is the economy, energy, or the environment, to name just 3 such areas. In almost every case, however, Congress has to approve the creation of new departments and agencies in the executive branch and vote money for their operations. Also, the Senate must approve by a majority vote the people the president nominates for the top posts in the executive branch, such as heads of the cabinet departments. Getting the Senate's approval is not always easy. Commander-in-Chief. The President shall be Commander-in-Chief of the Army and Navy of the United States, says the Constitution. Today, that means that the President commands more than 2 million men and women on active duty with the Army, Navy, Marine Corps, Air Force, and Coast Guard, and in times of emergency, more than 1 million people in the National Guard, state militia, and ready reserves. The active military units are stationed in about 1,300 places in the United States and overseas. The Constitution says that only Congress can declare war. Still, presidents have sent troops to fight undeclared wars in North Korea and Vietnam, for example. To curb the use of this presidential power, Congress in 1973 passed the War Powers Act. Foreign policy shaper. The president determines foreign policy, how this nation treats foreign governments, both friendly and unfriendly. The Constitution suggests a more limited role for the president in foreign affairs. He is empowered to make treaties, but his treaties must be approved by a 2/3 vote in the U.S. Senate. The Constitution gives the president power to appoint ambassadors to foreign nations, but only by and with the advice and consent of the Senate, which means a majority of senators must approve. Law recommender. The president's constitutional role is to inform Congress about the state of the union and to recommend measures, laws, as he sees necessary. In practice today, this means the president puts pressure on Congress to pass laws he wants and to reject bills he doesn't want. If Congress passes a bill he wants, the president signs it and it becomes law. If Congress passes a bill he doesn't like, the president may veto it. Congress can make the vetoed bill a law, nevertheless, if 2/3 of both the House and the Senate vote in favor of the bill the president has vetoed. On extraordinary occasions, says the Constitution, the president can call the House and Senate into special session and keep them there as long as he shall think proper. Appointer of judges, pardoner. Just as the president has some powers and duties in the legislative branch, he has some power in the judicial branch. The Constitution gives him power to nominate Supreme Court justices and other federal judges. His nominees, however, must be approved by the majority vote in the Senate. The Constitution also gives the president power to grant reprieves and pardons for offenses against the United States, except in cases of impeachment. A conviction for impeachment or removal from office is done by a 2/3 Senate vote. Acting for the president, the Department of Justice, headed by the Attorney General, prosecutes offenders against federal laws. Head of state. The modern president is the nation's #1 master of ceremony, meeting and greeting VIPs here and abroad, entertaining at the White House, presenting medals and awards to deserving Americans. During his presidency, he becomes a symbol of the nation, like the flag, eagle, or Uncle Sam. In other countries, a king or queen might play this role, as it is in Britain. The United States president's ceremonial role has grown out of the constitutional instructions that he shall receive ambassadors and other public ministers. Party chief. The Constitution nowhere mentions the U.S. party system, yet a modern president's position of head of his party gives him great power in shaping the political issues of the day, as well as power over the selection of candidates and how campaign funds are spent.